Well, thank you, John. It is great to see everyone. This is a room of a lot of old and dear friends, and I'm not calling you old, but I am saying you're dear. Welcome to Washington. It is great to be with you. Heidi and I called Austin home for a lot of years. It is a wonderful community. And I got to say, nationally, we're in an unusual time. We're in a tumultuous time. We're in a consequential time. All sorts of amazing things are happening. It appears that Dennis Rodman is our new ambassador to North Carolina. So truly anything can happen. I will say this, despite all of the craziness, I think an enormous amount is getting accomplished. And I'm deeply grateful for the substantive policy that is coming forward. To my view, with the new administration, with Republican majorities in both houses, there were 4 big priorities coming into 2017. Tax reform, regulatory reform, Obamacare, and judges. And I think whether we were able to deliver on those priorities would determine whether we had a positive and lasting impact on 28 million Texans and Americans across this country, or whether this was one of the greatest missed opportunities of our lifetime. And as we sit here a year and a half in, I'm deeply gratified by what's happened. On tax reform, we saw in December an historic tax cut that is benefiting small businesses and job creators throughout Texas, all across the country. We're seeing an economic boom, I believe, as a direct result of that tax cut. On regulatory reform, I think we're seeing tremendous improvements from the administration as job-killing regulations are being pulled back. And what I hear consistently from the Texas business community is a renewed sense of optimism, of enthusiasm, of capital being deployed, of new facilities being opened, of new jobs being created, of wages being raised. I think all of that has been unambiguously good for the state of Texas as the economy's booming. Obamacare is clearly the biggest unfinished priority that Republicans were elected on. But even that, it's worth noting that we did manage to come together and repeal the Obamacare individual mandate, which was a big deal. I led the fight to do that in the Senate. In October of last year, nobody thought we could get that done. We had maybe a half dozen votes. And just a few months later in December, we brought all 52 Republicans together and delivered on that promise to repeal the individual mandate, to stop the IRS from fining every year 6.5 million Americans, including 1 million Texans every year, because they couldn't afford health insurance. That's an important first step. I think we need to finish the job on Obamacare. And finally, fourth, on judges, I think we've seen tremendous success on judges, both Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, but also principled constitutionalists on the federal courts of appeals, on the district courts. I'm deeply encouraged by what's being done. So all of that is important. What I continue to urge the administration and my colleagues, let's keep delivering results, and let's focus like a laser on jobs, jobs, jobs. That's my #1 priority, because that's what I hear from Texans across the state, that jobs are the #1 priority.